Hi Soul Tribe. So we just had our full moon in Aries, and I'm channeling that this full moon was about stepping into our courage. I got the angel number 333, and it's about you are granted the courage to take bold strides forward. This is the time to leave the comfort of the familiar, to rise above fear, and to seize the opportunities that lay ahead. And also, I channeled the song Lonely is a Muse by Halsey. So I'm just getting that we're stepping into our divinity, our gifts, um, other things that make us special and gifted and unique, and like people from lower vibrations are trying to pull us back down from these opportunities. As we're going higher, people are trying to pull us down. So the lyrics are, I spent years becoming cool, and in one single second, you can make a decade disappear of my efforts. You rip open all my scars by saying something like, didn't know you were here. I always knew I was a martyr, and Jesus was one too. I was built from special pieces that I learned how to unscrew, and I can always reassemble it to fit perfectly for you or anybody that decides that I am of use. So I've been channeling some messages about empaths versus narcissists, and empaths going through a dark night of the soul. And I've been wanting to do this message for a while. So it starts as, you can forgive people without welcoming them back into your life. Apology accepted, access denied. At some point, you have to stop entertaining what does not align with your heart and soul. Learn to raise your emotional intelligence so toxic people cannot play mind games with you. Pause before you react so manipulators cannot disrespect or blame you for your negative reaction, and learn to say no so that takers can no longer take from you. The old you sees you healing, being strong and living a life that you can be happy living. That is true success. Break through the pain that was holding you down like a burial that you never asked for. Maybe all the betrayal and pain and broken promises and losses were a wake-up call to change your surroundings. Maybe the breaking and the breakdown was the breakthrough, so break through the pain. It is important to surround yourself with like-minded people whose souls are aligned with yours. Sometimes it isn't love that disappoints you, so stop wasting time trying to prove yourself to others who are committed to not seeing you for who you are. You do not get back the time trying to be good enough. So please be yourself. Study your own patterns. Knowing your whys is the wisdom you need to know to become empowered. Why you feel it, why you do it, why you repeat it. Notice your patterns. Oh, and that reminds me of a message that I said yesterday. Stay consistent about it so you can be the greatest version of yourself. Mantra, I am powerful and in control of my reality. I am worthy of all that I desire. I trust in my limitless potential. I am not fully healed from my past, but I am moving forward because I owe it to myself to be happy again. So I want to get into what I wrote down yesterday. Just some ways that I've learned how to get through some hard times and what I've done to kind of train my mind out of toxic patterns whenever you swing backwards into negative thinking, which this full moon was very emotional, and I did do a deep swing. So when the pendulum swings to the dark side, stay neutral. Notice the thought patterns that surface from the subconscious mind, the truthless shadows. Stop the loop of negative thinking. Learn to live your story and detach. Being a light worker where it is needed the most, so being the light where it's the darkest and where people are trying to drag you down. So, be in your let them era. Let them judge you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them find better. Let them gossip about you. Let them lose them. Let them lose you. Let them. Beware of tactical kindness. Some people have a nice person image to advance their interests, but when you are tuned in, you can spot the difference. Learning how to use your intuition and listening to those red flags, those emotions that come up with red flags. Being highly intuitive is having to keep so much to yourself because it is hard explaining to others how you know what you know. When someone is manipulating you, they become cold and distant. When you don't know what they say, they make you question your reality. They undermine your feelings and complaints. They use your insecurities and fears against you. They tell you you're too sensitive or emotional. They twist your words and put the blame on you. They blame you for your reaction to the toxic behavior, but they do not take accountability for themselves. They do not take accountability for the disrespect that triggered you in the first place. They portray themselves as the victim whenever they lose power. When they can no longer control and manipulate you. It's like playing the victim is like their last tactic. They take advantage of your empathy and play on your sympathy. You cannot help a person who does not help themselves first. Their journey is not your responsibility. You have to help people who want to help themselves. Everyone has free will. People will decide to take a different path from you, and that's their choice. So focus on your own journey. Accept them as they are and place them where they belong. We have different friends, different people for different purposes. They will do everything within their power to sway you from your path. They will speak unfavorably about you, try to tear you down brick by brick. And I channeled the song Boring Brick by Paramore. There's a lot of sentimental lyrics in that song about people trying to tear her down, but she's not letting them. People trying to tear her wings off, but she keeps flying. But what they do not understand are the fires you have walked through and the shadows you have faced and interrogated into yourself, bringing the subconscious into the conscious mind and learning about your patterns and using them to heal yourself and to know yourself better. You have faced these shadows and interrogated them to yourself to stand as your most authentic self. You have healed wound after wound and faced the darkest parts of you. You are a heart led by a warrior, and you are unbreakable. You have been forged in the fires of divine love and divine truth. You do not heal by suppressing. You heal by feeling, facing your shadows, and releasing it. So as emotions come up, I don't believe you should suppress them. I believe that you should feel them out for healing and bring them into light for positive transmutation. Empaths are baptized by the fire, and the warrior caged within from is awakened. They use pain and anger causing the suffering to obliterate the false self into an ascended empath. A healed empath is a narcissist's worst nightmare. A healed empath is an alchemist who had to learn how to transform pain into power and keep their soul soft, a light in the darkness. Here to touch souls and activate hearts. When they rise, they come back with a purpose. They understand that hostility towards them is more about a problem within other people. We trigger wounds that other people need to heal. And they are not defined by the perceptions of other people. And their response is to set stronger boundaries rather than matching the hostility or becoming triggered or intimidated. They know that they are in control of themselves. They have made peace with their scars and wounds. They found their own light within. So, there are traits that a narcissist will look for in an empath and in their victims. And a narcissist goes for strong people. They don't go for weak people because strong people make them look better, and they'll want to drain the energy and the light out of them so they feel better and they think they look better in front of other people. They go after people who take care of themselves, who are outgoing and independent, and have capabilities that they want to drain. They get some kind of satisfaction from it. You put your all into relationships and friendships, and they want you to do all the emotional work. You have a deep bonding. They go for people who have a deep bonding compatibility and attachments, making the relationship work at all costs. This makes empaths run on top of red flags because empaths tend to think that everyone is like them because you wouldn't harm others. So why should you think that others would harm you? Empaths have a higher agreeability and cooperability, and we don't like conflict. And we take the responsibility of everything. Well, I think that's for today. Thank you.